Do not let hardship tell you who you are. You tell hardship who you are. Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the Mindset Mic. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another. Oh, what was that? Did you hear that voice crack? Let's try that again. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Mindset Mic, where we're going to talk about staying whole even through the challenges of life. Let's talk about knowing your worth. And I'm going to be super honest with you. You know, I like to keep it real. There isn't an outline. There isn't a thought process that I am following for this episode, other than the fact that there are some key points or key messages that I've had in my mind lately that I want to share with you. This is going to be a heartfelt one. I want us to talk about honesty, about staying afloat through the hard times. And I hope that you have a coffee, a tea, something that you can drink to enjoy this episode with me. And I thank you for the time that we are taking here together. Maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't, I've been absent a lot. And when people used to ask me, how often do you post on the podcast? Every Monday. And right now, I feel like I can't say that. And I hope that after this episode, I do post every Monday. But I've wondered why I haven't. And frankly, I've been in what feels like a washing machine of life. And I think about what I am experiencing, what I have experienced, and how I'm handling it like such a champ. We're going to talk about that for you as well. And I am so extremely proud of myself. I think of the fact that I don't know how you perceive yourself, but I'm going to tell you how I think of myself and how I would invite you and what has helped me and that I can help you as well. Life, we know it's going to throw its curveballs. We know that. And it's a matter of us understanding our value and knowing our worth and not letting an experience, hardship, lessons tell us what we are worth. When you don't know your worth, you're walking around with a question mark, and it shows. And so whenever life happens, it's easy to break because you're not whole yourself. People talk about, oh, you want to find your other half or my other half. No. If you have another half, meaning your partner, what happens if for whatever reason in life, they're no longer there? You're left half of a person, and that's tough. But whenever you're whole, there is something beautiful about being able to pick yourself back up through hardship, whether it's that you went your separate ways in your job, you're pivoting in your career, perhaps you had an injury in running, maybe there is something that is challenging you right now. Maybe it's personal relationships, maybe it's your fitness journey, maybe it's something that you're working through. And it's finding your wholeness is what's going to, I believe, get you through. And it's backed up with action. Allow me to explain. A few months ago, perhaps, I shared about the change in my career of shifting into working with another company and really shifting my vision and my brand and really just creating that change. It hasn't been easy. I'd be lying to you straight up, looking at you, if I told you it's been easy. It has not. It's been challenging. But I can't emphasize enough on how my personal development journey has helped. When I look back and I see that I have 12 years of working on myself, of developing myself, on changing my perspective, having mindset shifts, developing self-awareness, maximizing my confidence, that self-belief, making things happen, having receipts of what I'm capable of. Anything that has been thrown into my life in the past few months has been like, no problem, let's do it. And I think about how I would have been 5 years ago, how I would have been 10 years ago, and that Claudia would have been not broken forever, but would have had a more difficult time getting up. That version of me would have taken it to heart a little more. That version of me would have taken it personally. That version of me would have thought that what other people said or what other people felt or how other people perceive me was true. And it's not. And the reason why I shared this with you is because oftentimes when life throws curveballs, you adopt them. I remember when I was in high school, and this girl in my class who sat behind me, she told me that if you use orange highlighters, you always retain information better and that it makes you smarter. And you better believe that ever since, I only use orange highlighters. Well, I now got curious and I did the research, and there isn't scientific research that orange highlighters make you smarter. Highlighting, yes, or not smarter, but like help you retain information. But highlighting in general, not orange highlighters. I don't know where she got this information from. I think she said her mom. And I never questioned that. I adopted it. And I think it actually helped me. Because every single time I used an orange highlighter, it would make me feel better. And I would just feel so empowered. And I retain information very, very well. However, that is something that worked for me in a placebo kind of way. How many times do experiences happen in your life and you just adopt them as true? You let them filter your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, and it now becomes your new reality. We've talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind before. Your conscious mind thinks that it's in charge. It sees something and it says, oh, that's real. But it's really shaped and guided and maneuvered by the subconscious mind. If you think that rain is bad and gloomy, because everybody says that rain is bad and gloomy, when you see rain, you're going to feel gloomy. But if you think, oh my gosh, rain, this is miraculous. It's part of a cycle of life. It's helping flowers grow. It's giving us water. It's doing this for us. It's cleansing everything in the way. Oh my God, how beautiful does it feel in my skin, on my skin? I love it when I go, ah, 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 ah. You remember Barney? All of that, then you all of a sudden love the rain. When I lived in the UK, I loved the rain. I'd wake up every day feeling like, woohoo! Why? Because I love the rain, and we've talked about this here. But it's a mindset shift, right? So you decide what you're going to believe. And if you say something to yourself enough, it becomes your new reality. For instance, obviously I had talked to you about like the changing of my career and working with a new company in the near future and shifting my brand and really focusing on working with student athletes or athletes. And it's something that I am so passionate about, something that I already do. But now it's like, I know exactly what I'm doing. And it feels so good. However, there have been other things in my life that are now new experiences. For instance, ever since then, and I will say this openly, my partner and I have gone our separate ways. And he and I had so many experiences, and I thought that we were gonna have a life together. And then all of a sudden, everything shifted. And why or how, it really doesn't matter. And what matters is what you do afterwards. That's what it's about. And how do you get yourself out of what typically would break somebody completely down? And I realized since these experiences that I am freakishly strong and resilient, and I am positive, and I look at the silver lining, and I am in a mindset that believes that I am abundant. I am not the person who believes that you find your other half in life. I am a person who believes that you are a whole, and whenever you are whole, you meet another whole, and for whatever reason, if they are no longer in your life or whatever, whether it's a tragedy, whether it's, life's destiny, whether it's, whatever, you are still whole. And that wholeness, how do you cultivate and build and nurture that wholeness? Through action. That is how you give yourself the proof that you are worthy and you are enough. Being single in a society where love is in the air, dun, 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 like it's a thing that hurts a lot of people. And I went through Valentine's Day perfectly fine, like perfectly fine. I love seeing people in love. I love seeing these kinds of experiences in other people. But I realized that, Claudia 10 years ago would have been torn down from this. Man, Claudia from 4 years ago got really sad when she didn't end up with the guy who she dated for 2 months. Talk about a mindset shift after being with someone for 3 years nearly. Why? Because I take that as an experience. What have I learned from it? What has it taught me? What were the best experiences? What can I do better? And now, what's next? Great. I'm going to work on myself, right? This is my opportunity to keep building my business, to keep building my brand, to continue working with a wonderful company that really fulfills my purpose, my mission, that thing that puts that fire in me. That's where wholeness comes from, taking action. And it's not to keep your mind busy and put a Band-Aid on it and then one day you explode. No, it's to really keep yourself going. For me, it's through podcast, it's through helping friends, it's through running. You give yourself something that reminds you of how worthy you are, of how much you have going for yourself. And maybe for you it's running, maybe for you it's Zumba, maybe for you it's yoga, maybe for you it's meditation, walking. It's valid. That's yours. Something that helps you learn. I've been learning crochet. I've been trying to crochet. Not trying. I don't like to use the word trying. I've been learning how to crochet. I finished a scarf that my grandma taught me how to make. I finally finished it, and I got this like newfound passion and love for like yarns and crocheting, and I want to get into what is it? Weaving? Not weaving. You know what I'm talking about. I forgot about the other one. Knitting. And what happens is that when you learn something, you realize that you're still capable of retaining information. You realize that you are still capable of beautiful experiences, of creating a new version of yourself. It's really, really cool when you do this. And so for you, if you're going through a difficult time, I want to ask you, the first thing that you want to go out and do is get inspired. We talked about, I was working with someone he was like, how do I get motivated? And I was like, if you don't mind, let me give you my 2 cents. Finding inspiration. What inspires you? Is it the birds chirping? Is it somebody else who's crushing it in their projects? Is it somebody else who's just be a total amazing leader in their career? Is it learning something new? Is it the idea of a new version of yourself? If it's reading a book, what is it that inspires you? Step number 1. Step number 2, take action right now. Do something about it. Do something about it. Don't stay there. Don't wallow. Do something about it. The moment that it happens, I believe that that's why I've been very, very okay with everything that is going on in my life. Somebody said, Claudia, you want to share from the scars, not from the wounds. But I want you to I want to be honest with you. I am also going through a very difficult time in my life in multiple ways, right? Figuring out what's next, creating something or continuing to create something. It's exciting. I'm not going to come up here just and remind you of like, oh, how great these things that No. I am human just as much as you. And because I've done it, I know that you can do it as well. There isn't a single person who isn't going through some sort of hardship. And if they aren't, maybe they're just totally in their comfort zone, you know? And so with you, like, I want to, that you take that step. Number 3, you make progress. All of a sudden, ooh, I feel that pep in my step. We talk about that pep in your step. Feel the change. See it. It's manifesting in your life. And number 4, that's how you get motivation. We've talked about those 4 steps a few times on the podcast. But that is also what helps you feel whole. Do not let hardship tell you who you are. You tell hardship who you are. Don't let it break you down. Don't let it define you. Don't let it tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not beautiful enough, witty enough, clever enough, anything enough. If hardship is breaking you down in any way, this is the moment when you act. Sitting down, feeling sad for yourself is allowed for 1 hour. 1 hour. 10 to 15 minutes of that, you can cry. The rest, you can feel anxiety if you want to, and then you shift it like this. Snap your fingers. Oh my God, what was that song? Snap your fingers. Do-do-do. You can do it all by yourself. Okay, anyways. Obviously, I don't know the lyrics. Anyways. But do you see what I mean? You can control that. But Claudia, I sometimes just really feel down. And like, how do you just snap out of it? Play some happy music. Shake it off. Shake it off. Something that makes you feel alive. I like to look up on YouTube. Frequency to overcome this. Frequency to raise your vibration to joy. Right? Wonderful. Believe in a higher power. I'm not going to tell you what to believe in. I'm not religious at all. I will tell you that right now. I love learning from different experiences. I'm spiritual. I am not the person who has the crystals all over at all. I'm curious about it, but I'm not very much like that. I am somebody, though, who has a direct connection with God and sources of light. I believe in abundance. I pray every single morning and every single night in my own way. And it's a beautiful feeling of peace. The way that things are shaping up in my life in the midst of chaos is proof that storms are temporary and that everything is always serving you in one way or another. There's always room for growth and improvement and for a lesson to be learned. Not for you to fall into toxic positivity. I don't believe in that. I believe in developing self-awareness and working through. What happens if you've listened to this far into the podcast and you're like, I don't really have any hardship going on right now? You're preparing yourself for whenever you do. And that's what mindset is, right? You want to prepare for whenever you do. It's something that I believe is growth mindset you develop during the tough times. You don't develop it during the good times. Because during the good times, you're coloring within the lines. Like everything, not coloring within the lines, but like everything looks perfect. It's whenever things are messy that you can see where there is room for improvement, right? It's not the end of the painting. It's the process of the painting. It's the erasing, the covering, the enhancing, the making things better that develops your growth mindset. So whenever you have the opportunity to have a challenging moment in your life, embrace it immediately. I'm so happy that this is happening right now. Why can't I be grateful for this happening right now? Oh my gosh. I've had that question with myself a few times since October, and I've had very deep, valuable answers. And I mean this. Not once have I wallowed and asked, why? Why is my life doing this? Not once. What do I do with this? Yes. But not why is this happening to me? How is it happening for me? Let me figure out the ways. And I can guarantee you that you may get the answer right away. And then in 5 years, you'll have another aha moment that will give you even more clarity. And then in 10 years, another one. And maybe in 12 months, another one. But it's going to be there. However, only if you back it up with action and you become whole with action. Please, please stop putting Band-Aids on your life wounds. If you're switching careers for whatever reason, if you're experiencing heartbreak for whatever reason, if you're a financial challenge, relationship, friendships, fitness, medical, do not put a Band-Aid on the life wound. Work through it. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. Get to the bottom of it. Remember, we talk about weeding out, weeding out, weeding out, so that you can plant new seeds. And those new seeds help something beautiful grow. Your life is a beautiful field of whatever you want it to be. But if you don't have the right seeds and the right soil and the right process of taking care of yourself, you will never see what it can actually be. You will only have the thought on the packet that you buy at the grocery store of which flowers could have grown from this. But they never fully did because you weren't prepared. You weren't preparing the land for it. This is the moment when you prepare the land for it. Right now. Don't second guess yourself. Don't wonder if it's for you or not. Go for it right now. If there is one thing that I want for you, is that I would love for you to believe that the life that you envision is for you. That your dreams are not mistakes. Your dreams are not killing you. They're not hurting you. They are guiding you. Your dreams, turn them into goals. Give yourself a chance to reach them. Develop your confidence and your self-belief through visualization, through vision boards, through affirmations. Rewire your brain. We can talk more about that. Rewire your brain so that it recognizes opportunity, so that it recognizes moments of gratitude, so that it recognizes potential and purpose instead of lack and hurt that drain you. And you will see that step by step and step by step, you become more and more and more whole. And it's a lifelong journey. A lifelong journey. But if you think about it, the tree that's been whole and standing for 20, 30, 40, 50 years is way stronger than the one that is just being planted. A strong wind comes, the first one was just planted yesterday, could tip over. You sometimes need to put extra wooden sticks and things to keep it up and protect it. The big one that's been there for 20 years, it's solid. It doesn't need help. It's standing, but it went through those seasons of growth. Right now, if you are in your year 1, 5, 10 of growing, understand that you're going to be a lot stronger in the future, but that it is okay to start where you are right now. And hardship is going to help you deepen your roots. It's going to help you grow stronger, and it's going to prepare you for the version of you that you are becoming. And that version of you is going to be so grateful for the person you are right now. For the mistakes, for the lessons, for the hiccups, for the U-turns, for the hurdles that you hit smack on the ground. This version of you is shaping the 20-year tree version of you. Be so grateful for it. So grateful for it. Give yourself all the grace in the world, not the excuses, not the pettiness or self-pity. The grace that you deserve. Treating yourself like you would treat somebody else. It's okay. I'm human. I learn and I grow because this is what I came here for, to learn and to grow. And you're going to see how your life is going to become this university. A new mentor of mine talks about a life university. We just never stop learning. And it's not easy to graduate, as she says. Her name is Diana Ceronotoya. And it's a beautiful thing that you can do for yourself. To give yourself the chance to be enrolled in this university and give it your best every single day. And decide that you will be the person who knows your worth, and you go out into the world and you tell it who you are and what your worth is. And don't let anything or anyone break you down. As always, don't forget to keep being the champion of your life. I believe in you more than you know. Thank you so much for sticking with me with this return podcast episode. I hope that it has helped you as much as it has helped me to talk to you. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.